Good morning. Good morning to you. How are you this morning? I am feeling bright and breezy this morning, even though I'm not very well, because I've had guests all week and they have just left. So, you know what it's like. You love having people to stay. I love seeing family. I've had my nephew, his wife, and my great nephew and niece here, who are 5 and 9, and they've ravaged the place as kids do, and that's what they should be doing. My art studio was broken in with Lily, my great niece, yesterday, and she did loads of fantastic pieces of art and actually painted my floor. So it was great, but I've got my house back today, so I thought, we're in a launch lead up, so I'm dropping in here on a Thursday at 10 o'clock, and I want to talk to you today about setting your January goals. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Mandy Nicholson. I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist and I'm an author, and I help creative women from all walks of creativity to launch, grow, and scale their businesses and make more money. There is a abundance of stuff hitting you on your newsfeed at the minute, telling you that you should be doing this and you should be doing that. Have you set your goals? This is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. If you're an artist, this is what you need to do to make money. You need to make the decision. That's the first thing I'm going to say to you. And you need to set your goals your way. So I am talking to you about goal setting today, but possibly in a very different way than many of the other trainings that are available for you out there will do, because I'm going to speak to your creative brain, not to the linear brains that you're getting lots of stuff out there about goal setting, and it's linear. And we creatives think differently, and we almost feel trapped when we have to set goals and targets and things. But it's really important, if you're going to have a successful business, to be able to do so. And it's a learned procedure. Because you're a creative, you can learn things. You can learn things better than anybody else, but it's not a natural state for you. So you've got to learn it your way and do it in a way that suits you as an individual and this amazing creative with ideas pinging out of your head all of the time. So people train how to set goals based on how they set goals. And I do a similar thing, but I lead you down a path of lots of different options and what works for you. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because there is so much out there at the moment that's leading you down that linear path. So let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're watching live or on replay. And if there's anything I say in this live that you want more information on, DM me or make a comment and say, Mandy, can you send me more information on that? I'm always happy to do that. That's why I show up and do these lives, so that I can make sure I give value to you as a member of my valued audience. So thank you for being here. Anywho, let's start with how important is it to set goals? Now, it can feel like this is the twilight zone, isn't it? This bit between Christmas and New Year. But it's really important. From Melbourne, Australia. That's amazing, Rachel. Nice to see you. So it's that twilight zone, isn't it, of not knowing where you are, what you're doing. I said that on my live on Tuesday night, and it is a difficult time of year, isn't it? But next week, we're back to business, and we need to be business ready. So this time last year, we'd grieved. I'd lost my husband in 2020. Me and the kids were grieving last Christmas. So it was a real twilight zone for me. And when we hit the new year, I was like, right, okay, I'm a widower. I don't like that word. I'm a single woman again. Yes, I still miss my husband, but I needed to create a life that was for me and for the kids. So my goals needed to be really robust and set based on what my position was at that time. So anything that was there, I'm saying good morning from Northumberland. Yes, hi, Rebecca, it's you. I build walls when overwhelmed with information about goal setting. Yes, many creatives do. And this is why I want to kind of get there with you today. So I'm going to take you on a little story, because guess what? Us creatives, we communicate via stories. So I hit the new year in the beginning of this year thinking I need goals that are for me now, because there is only me. There is only me. And I need to think about me and the kids and the dogs and what's right for us. And I'd had this castle sitting on my vision board for a couple of years. I had this vision of a Scottish castle where I could run creative retreats for people from around the world. And I thought, well, I've got this big house here now. and it means nothing to me. I bought it for me and my late husband to be in. So I decided at the beginning of this year to put it on the market, sell it, and move to Scotland. And so I could feel my goal of a Scottish castle more. So I started setting goals that were about my dreams, about what I wanted to do with my life that now belonged to me. And that's the first thing I'm going to say to you. It's really important when you are setting goals that they are congruent with what you want as an individual, not those around you, not anybody else, but what you want to achieve as an individual in your business and in your life. This is really important, because if you set goals based on others or what others think you should do, you are not going to own those goals as fully as you will, as if they are for you to deliver your dream, to deliver your greatest desires. Now, if your dream is to have a successful business that gives you a freedom lifestyle, then the goals need to be attached to that. But what is the business, and are you doing something that you truly love? And how do you take that business to being successful, predictable, and then global? Because everybody can go global in the business these days. So there's a process, but you have to start with you and what is your dream? What is your mission? What is your vision for your business? Have you nailed those down? So if you haven't, that's where to start. Now I'm going to introduce to you, some of you will have seen this if you're in my group. I'm not going to talk all about this today, but this is my planner for 2022. And it is called the Legend Planner. It's available on Amazon and it's about 20 quid, I think. And it's great. I search far and wide for a great planner because that's how I structure all of my goal setting and everything I do for the coming year. And the planner must deliver for me, and it must deliver a number of things. Now, it used to be that the Law of Attraction planner did that for me. Still a great planner, would never negate that. But I like a A4 planner, a big planner that I can fit all my goals in. And this planner is great. It starts with, what are 100 things you still want to do? It calls them your dreams. It's your bucket list. 100 things that you still want to do in life. This gets your creative brain thinking, because it took me a whole weekend to write 100 things I still wanted to do. It really did. But even if you started with 20 or 30 and a scrap piece of paper, you don't have to have the Legend Planner of what do you still want to achieve in your life? What big things do you still want to do? And it doesn't have to be big things, actually, because I've got, finished my mini castle in there, because I'm currently renovating my mini castle, which I manifested this year. I stopped halfway through the story, but I'll go back to that. I do this. I'm like Billy Connolly. This is the creative brain, isn't it? All over the place. But there's other things in my 100 things, like get more tattoos and then drive Route 66 on a Harley Davidson, dye my hair purple, learn how to bake really, really well, read my top 50 books. So it doesn't have to be big things, but these are things I want to achieve. There's 100 in there. Start small. Start with 10, 20, 30, whatever. And that will start you thinking about how your goals can come out of that. Because everything in here is about me creating a business that allows me to do all of these things. So you start your creative juices moving with thinking about the things that you really want to do. So that's where I would always advise that you start. Get a piece of paper, have a cup of tea, think about everything that you still want to achieve. And then this planner takes you on a journey of questions. So I won't go through them all because we'll be here all day. But it takes you on a journey of how you feel in each area, how your feelings are, what your current situation is, and what your vision is in health and fitness, in personal development, in career and business, in financial, which is great because this takes your thinking to another level from your dreams and goals. Sorry, from your dreams and bucket lists. And then it asks your vision and your mission, which is the first thing I said to you. Skills that you already have, habits and people that you already know that could be useful to you. And then, and only then, does it take you into goals. And this is what I love about this planner. This is how I work anyway. So to find a planner that was in line with my thinking was fantastic, because this takes you to your actual goals. Now, what I'm going to say to you is goal setting is a process of thinking and working out and figuring out the things that are important and getting rid of the things that are not. Goal setting should be about removing the people and things that are not serving you and focusing on only what makes a difference to your business and your life. And going through a process of thought from what your dreams are and what your goals are to what your skills are and what you really want to achieve is the process of goal setting. Now, there will be templates available in a million places on the internet, honestly. But you know what? You're a creative. So coloring in and drawing mind maps in your planner or on scrap pieces of paper. You don't have to have a planner, but scrap paper. And I've got a mind map in here. You know, what do I want? What's my big goals here? And then that mind map allows me and has allowed me to create my 5 big goals for 2022. And this is all I'm going to say to you. I've got 5 big goals for 2022. Out of those goals, there falls more actions. So I can then break those big goals down by quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and ask myself, right, what do I want to achieve in this quarter? And how do I want to achieve it? So let me share them with you, because I want you to think about this. I can't share everything in this planner. I wish I could, but I would be on here for hours. You would get bored and you would go and do something else. So I won't share everything. The planner does it for you. Okay, the planner does it for you. So my most important 1-year goals: predictable launches in my business. Yeah, bringing in 20 women per launch and buying my signature program. That's goal number 1, because that hits my financial goals. Notice I haven't mentioned money. This is about women I can serve, not about the money. The money is a lag indicator. The income is a lag indicator of the things that you do that you love doing. And I love working with creative women. So how many do I want to work with? 20 each quarter, no more. Because if I work with 20 each quarter, I can give them my full attention. I don't want 1,000. That's not going to work for me. Might bring in loads of money, but I don't need loads. I only need what I need. So that will create for me the income that I want. But notice there's no money, there's no pound signs in there. Goal number 2, I want to make sure that my team of 7, I have 7 people on my team, are at world-class standards, able to put together a launch on their own. So able to do all the work for every launch on their own without me. And they're almost there. So we'll be refining that this year and making sure that everybody is at the level that they can be. And that's great for them because it develops them. My 3rd goal is the retreats and the bed and breakfast. So my mini castle, where I'm at right now, where I'll be delivering creative retreats and bed and breakfast, fully booked for 2022-23. That's a goal. Obviously, there's a lot of actions that come out of that, but that's one of my 5 goals. Number 4, health and fitness back on track. So I've got goals around health and fitness, but notice there's no, I want to lose X stone or anything. It's about setting your life in motion. This is what works for me. I don't need linear targets in there at this stage. They come in the actions. And 5, I want to hit a financially stable level with predictable income coming into my business, which I have set in the financial goals. So that's the only time I talk about finances. And I've broken them down into what actions I'm going to take each quarter. So that comes through a process. So when I purchased this book, I invested a week in going through all of those questions and stretching my thinking to where I wanted it to go. Now, you don't have to do it at that same level as me. And this is what's really important now. If you set 3 goals for 2022, 3 big goals that you want to achieve, and you go through the thought process of what's my mission, what's my vision, who do I want to serve, why am I doing this, what are my skills, who are the people on my network, how can I expand them, questioning yourself and setting goals based on where you really want to be. Those goals are going to be really congruent. They're going to be in line with your business. They're going to feel right. They're going to be easier for you to do. They're going to be easier for you to deliver. And then you need to use something like SMART goal setting. You may have heard of that. If you haven't, I've got loads of information on SMART goals. 1-pagers. If you want any of that, just DM me or mention it in the comments. I will send it to you. So SMART goal setting, making your goals really specific. So when I take you back to, this is why I read my goals out, I want 20 women per launch onto my signature program. That's specific. What does that deliver for me? Each person that signs up is £5,000. So 20 is £100,000 launch 4 times a year. That gives you the specifics of the income coming into my business. So I know the specifics. Being specific in your goals is really important, and they're measurable. I can measure that. I want 20 women. Did I get 20 women? Yeah, that's measurable. I've got a deadline. I've got a 5-day challenge starting on the 10th of January. That's where I launch. So there are time scales: specific, measurable, realistic. No, where achievable is the next one. I have to write things down so I remember it. Smart, specific. M, measurable. The A in SMART is for achievable. Can I actually achieve it? Do I have the infrastructure in place to be able to achieve the goal that I'm setting? Yes, I do, because I've done launches before. Everything's there. We're improving all the time, but everything's there to be able to make that achievable for me. Realistic, is it realistic of me to expect that, to expect 20 women to sign up for my signature program? Yes, it is, if I get enough numbers into the 5-day challenge. So I know how many I need in the 5-day challenge. And finally, time scale. So when am I going to achieve that by? Quarterly, I've got dates set. Everybody knows. This is how important it is. So when you get through the thought process of setting goals, you then need to make sure that they are smart. So this is what lots of people will be telling you. But what I want to say to you is, if you start with Post-it notes stuck on your wall, that's okay. If you draw mind maps, I draw mind maps on bits of lining paper. Okay, so this is quite a small mind map that I showed you earlier in my planner. I draw them everywhere. There you go. I'll get my Sharpies. There's my mind map. If you prefer to do that, then go and get a piece of lining paper, stick it on the wall, get some Sharpies. What do you want to achieve in the middle? And what are all the actions that come out of that goal that you've got in the middle of that mind map? So if you want 10K months and that's what's sitting in the middle of your mind map, what do you need to do? So do you need to build a landing page? Do you need a website? Do you need to improve your social media presence? Do you need to what are the actions that can help you to deliver that goal of 10K months? So this is about you finding a method now of that works for you. And if you are visual, which a lot of creatives are, that visual of having that lining paper up on your office wall that you've drawn, the act of drawing something and writing it down and going through that thought process will mean that you're 80% more likely to achieve it. Just putting pen to paper means you're 80% more likely to achieve what it is you write down. So that's why I wanted to pop on now and say, I want you to do it your way. I can share what I do and show you how I do it, but I do it in several different ways because I'm a creative. So are you. So find what works for you. Do not sit with spreadsheets and handouts and do it this ways and feel inadequate, because you are not. Your goals need to mean something to you. You need to have the vision for them, and you need to find the method of getting them committed to paper in one way or another. Yeah, whether that's in your planner, whether it's on a piece of wallpaper, whatever works for you. Draw it on your wall if you've got a studio, get your goals there so you can see them every day. I pick up my planner and look at it every single day. I review my progress every single day and every single week and every single month. So ultimately at the back of goals sits plan, do, review. Plan it, do all this work, draw it, write it, plan it, do it, then review your progress, then adjust and tweak. It's okay to miss a time scale or a deadline as long as you've got a plan to pull yourself back in line. I want you to not beat yourself up or feel inadequate because everybody else is doing this or that and they are apparently being really successful. Because if you can't own it in your way that fits your personality and your thinking is different, then you're going to struggle to get there. So this is your permission from Mandy, the Creative Genius Consultant, to find your way. And this is what I do with my clients on my signature program. I encourage them to find their way of goal setting, but but I will encourage them to set goals, because without them, imagine it's like walking into a room that you've never been in before with a blindfold on and being asked to find the door. You won't know. That's what it's like not having goals. Going into 2022 without goals or without any direction, that's what it's like. You're feeling your way around. If you find the door, you'll be lucky. You'll find it eventually, but it may take you a while. You may fall over things and you may bump into things in the process of trying to get to that door. Yeah. Setting goals is like removing the blindfold, having a clear picture of your destination and where you want to go, being able to go directly to the door, open it, and go to where you want to go. That's what I want for you. So if you want more information, and if you want to feel motivated and you want to get some clear business basics in place in your business, join my 5-day challenge, which starts on the 10th of January. It's great fun. There's bucket loads of information for you. You get 5 workbooks over the week that you can use again and again in your business to help you bring yourself back to basics. And that's what it's all about, business basics. And then each night I do a live for 45 minutes, no more. It's a really jam-packed week with loads of information that's going to help you get your business on rails for 2022. The link is in the comments. I would love to see you there. I've already got lots of people signed up for this. So get yourself in, because you've got to be in it to win it. And I am really excited to help all of those people that have signed up get themselves ready for 2022. If that's you, if you need anything from me, get into my messages and ask, because it's one of the most powerful manifesting tools, asking for help. Have a wonderful weekend. I will be back as normal on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. I will see you then. Goodness knows what I'll be talking about, because I can't remember. I don't remember until the day, but I will be here 7 o'clock on Tuesday, 10 o'clock next Thursday. See you then. Have a fab weekend.